In the multiple movie universes of giant monsters, there are certain creatures that live up to their name, and even fewer that become legends, and the way a legend is born or made is through martyrdom or death. So will Godzilla die in either the new -1 movie that is set to be released this November, or in the upcoming Godzilla X Kong The New Empire that is slated for next year's April? Looking at both these two movie premises, there is a strong chance that we might witness the death of Godzilla in either one of them, or in the worst case scenario, his death in both flicks. And if so, in what way will Godzilla go down and sleep with the fishes? So the impending release of -1 is adding an air of mystery, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, wondering if this will be a movie that sees the mighty kaiju meet his end just like how he did in the first ever movie. Why would Godzilla die, you may ask? That's because in Godzilla -1, Godzilla will be a malevolent force of nature and his main enemy is humanity. So it's either us or the giant kaiju. The movie -1 is also a reboot of the first ever Godzilla movie of 1954, where he dies due to a weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer. So in this remake, his ultimate fate might follow what happened in the first movie, so as to be true to the source material. However, the suspense doesn't end there, for the horizon promises another colossal showdown in Godzilla X Kong The New Empire, which will be seen this April, hopefully if there are no more delays or strikes. The clash between Godzilla and Kong in GxK has already left a dent, a sense of doom, a grim mark on the MOnsterverse, and with the premise suggesting a new era, the question looms larger than ever: will Godzilla, the benevolent protector, meet his demise in the epic confrontation against formidable adversaries like Scar and Shimu? The notion that Godzilla might meet his end in one or both films injects an unparalleled sense of gravity into the narrative, prompting fans to reflect on the consequences of such a turn of events and what would they have or bear on the MOnsterverse. But I admit it is less so for the Toho movie, which the company and its movies has had its share of G-deaths or Godzilla deaths. So now the question is, how will Godzilla die in either movie and whether this is even a possibility? So let's start with the MOnsterverse first. Monarch categorizes Godzilla as a protector and a guardian of the world. While initially perceived as a threat, Godzilla has transformed into a defender of the planet. He is territorial, intervening to restore equilibrium where it is disturbed. His behavior displays minimal interest in humans and directing his focus towards more of confronting the rogue titans and eliminating potential threats. Godzilla only engages with humans when they pose a risk of awakening catastrophic forces or harming other titans, whether it's thwarting the awakening of Monster Zero, or trying to prevent the creation of Mechagodzilla, or releasing the captured Nakika. Since humans in the MOnsterverse have already used the Oxygen Destroyer against him, and it failed its mark, and they have also unsuccessfully used up the Mechagodzilla plot point, there is no way that if Godzilla is killed in future movies, it will be in the hands of humanity. Furthermore, the controlling forces and the organization of Monarch has declared Titanus Gojira as sort of an ally of sorts, or at the very least a benevolent protector. So killing the G-Man would be sort of an anti-common sense thing. The movie will fail to gain an audience. Godzilla will also not die like the Heisei version in a catastrophic meltdown. Why? Because that plot point as well has also been used in KOTM, where they stated that he was gonna explode and melt from the excessive radiation given to him by Serizawa. But as we all know, it actually fueled the multiple nuclear pulses that destroyed the three-headed monster Zero. So, in the course of 3 movies, Godzilla has had his brush in with death a couple of times, and thus, as wise men say, third time's the charm. Therefore, will Godzilla be killed by a titan then? Well, that's the only viable pathway. Nothing else can harm him except other alpha titans or rogue ones like Tiamat or Muta Prime. With the theories surrounding Scar and Shimu that will be seen in this new movie, we might just have to bring in tissues as well to the big screens. Firstly, Scar is stated to be a rival and a grave enemy of Godzilla that had been defeated in the past, while Shimu is theorized to be the primogenitor of all titans and therefore a father to the super species, making him more powerful than any other monster we have seen so far. Secondly, the MOnsterverse with its movies is now overextending a viable timeline and the mystery regarding giant monsters. Therefore, it is rightfully so that we should not milk a cow till it's dead. And lastly, as we have stated in the beginning, the only way a legend is born is through the character's demise. But it's not to say that there won't be another Godzilla or a Godzilla Jr., or another titan taking the mantle of protector in the MOnsterverse, someone like Kong for instance. So then regarding Godzilla Minus 1, the other movie that will be seen this November or December depending where you're from, this is more of a straightforward theme, and it's not like the MOnsterverse where there can be a long debate as to why Godzilla should die or live. Here it is either one of two endings. Either Godzilla dies due to a secret weapon created by Japan, more specifically the Oxygen Destroyer or a version of it, or he is driven back to the ocean only to reappear in a sequel. And since there is no confirmed cinematic universe for this Godzilla, which is basically planned to be a standalone movie, therefore there has to be an ending and not a cliffhanger. So we will most definitely see Godzilla Minus 1 wreak havoc over Japan and the ocean, the navy, the US military, and also be seemingly invincible, but ultimately will meet his demise at the hands of a few dedicated individuals trying to protect humanity. This movie will present Godzilla's death not only as a defeat of the monster, but also as a reflection on the devastating power of nuclear weapons and the sacrifices required to protect the world. So those are our theories on whether Godzilla will die in Minus 1 or GxK the New Empire. Anyway, with that we come to the end of this video. Do like and share and subscribe, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it. But most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.